always, and that's, if you're honest, you can't get in any trouble. They tell you, you just say honest answers. Otherwise, if you start trying to curve it and all that sort of stuff, you can.
Do you reckon that you've got a lot of youngsters as a result of you? Can you feel in Australia a lot of youngsters?
14, 15, just starting to try it. So I think once they start getting involved in cricket a little bit more and start getting 18 and getting representative size, that you'll see a little bit more of the spinners coming. I think they're better. I mean, I might be a little bit biased, but when the spinners are on, batters use their feet and there's runs scored and there's pressure on the men around the bat, and it just creates a little bit more interest.
You've made a big impact here. A lot of youngsters are, realising they've got, certainly captains and people running games. Well,
that's important. What's going to happen in the game? We might have a couple of bad games early. You can get their confidence up and get on a bit of a roll. Who knows?
Yeah. They might send you home after 3. Not good enough.
Not good enough. Get sent home. That'd be all right.
We expect you to still to be on the side of the Lord's dead.
Yeah, I hope so. That'd be nice. All right, I've got to get back in there.
Through the tour, or was the finger up?
No, I feel good at the moment. Finger feels great. At the moment, my shoulder's got just a little bit sore, but that'll be fine. Just a little bit of massage, and that'll be fine. I'm really looking forward to it. I just feel I'm on something special around the corner. I honestly feel I'm going to be just getting back to my top form.
How do you think you've improved since you were last in England?
Well, I think I've improved in a few different areas. Mainly the experience I've had now. I think when I came here in '93, I'd only played 12 or 15 Test matches and only played for 2 or 3 years. So I hadn't played for a lot of Test cricket. And 4 years down the track, 40 or 50 Test matches is nothing like experience. And I think I've developed a few little subtle variations to my bowling rather than just going out there and ripping leg breaks all the time. And I just think I'm a more experienced bowler and a bit more mature probably.
Do you think the English pitches suit you?
I think in '93 they did. It depends what sort of wickets. I've heard about they might be doctoring wickets or changing the sort of wickets they're going to do, but who knows? We don't know what's going to happen until we see the wickets. It might suit the quicks, which means the quicks are going to dominate the series rather than the spinners. There might be raging turners, which means the spinners are going to have more to do in the Test matches than the fast bowlers. So we really can't make a judgment until we actually see the wickets.
So how many wickets would you be personally satisfied with this Test series?
If I take 1 in each Test match, it changes the game, I'll be happy.
Sounds ominous what you were saying there. You think the best is yet to come?
Yeah, I think the last 12 months we've played on green seaming wickets that have suited the fast men, so it's been really hard work for the slow bowlers. And the Test matches have only been going 3 to 4 days, which means the spinners generally come into their own on the 5th day and you've got a bit of a lead, and that's when the wicket starts to turn because there's foot marks. But lately the Test matches have only been going 3 or 4 days, whether we've won them or lost them. So, and it's been suiting the quicks. So hopefully we can get some good wickets over here that might turn a bit at the end, and hopefully we've got a big total on the board.
Shane, there's a few selections and surprises in the team. Any young guns that you reckon we should keep our eyes on?
Oh, I think we've got a few in the side. I think the one to really watch on this tour is Muttiah Elliott. I think he's a real class player. He's got a very good technique and can play quicks or the spinners just as well. And I suppose he's been batting in the top 3. He's an opener who's starting at bat number 3 at the moment, but I'm not sure where he's going to bat. We've got so many options in the side at the moment. There's so many good players around that can play in either spots, but I think Muttiah Elliott's a guy that everybody should just keep a close eye on.
And what about the bowlers? Rifle didn't make it. Who's going to take the wickets for the Aussies this tour?
Well, before the South African tour, I just said to a few of my friends, I think I'd like to put some money on Jason Gillespie taking the most wickets in the tour, and he ended up doing it. But unfortunately I didn't get a bet on. It would have been nice. But I think he could watch him. He's really come on in the last 12 months. Glenn McGrath's a class bowler, but Jason Gillespie is the one to watch for the bowling. He's very, very fast, and I think he's just getting fully recovered from a few little niggles, and I think he's going to have a great tour.
Shane, after New Zealand, a couple of the English batsmen sort of already looking forward to the Ashes, admitted you do have a bit of a psychological hold over them. Do you feel that you do have the edge over them? You've got something on them?
I don't know if I've got the edge on them. I think my bowling against them, I've been bowled pretty well against them in a couple of series. I've been bowling okay, and we've been in the situation where our batters have batted so well that we've been able to have 300 or 400 runs on the board on the last day. Any 5th day wicket's going to turn a little bit, and if you can get in the right situation and have 300 or 400 runs on the board, you can exert a lot of pressure on the batsman, and you have a couple of men around the bat and it's going to turn a little bit. It's going to be okay. So I think it's crucial for our batters to get a big lead, and then myself and Michael Bevan can maybe chip in at the end. But it'll be interesting to see what sort of wickets we get first.
You bowled a few more loose balls than normal in the home series against the Windies. What do you put that down to?
I think I only did that in the first test. I think I did that. That was about the only test match. After that, I think I bowled really well for the whole summer. I got all my wickets were just about the top 6 batters. And generally, when you get big bags of wickets, what happens is you get 2 or 3 of the top 6 batters, and you pick up a couple of tail. At the moment, Bevo's been getting some crucial wickets in the top, and then wrapping up the tail. So I haven't really got too much of an idea about Bevo at the moment and the tail. So, I mean, that's why I put down to why I haven't taken a big bag. I've been taking lots in 3s and 4s rather than 7s, I suppose. But I mean, we've got a well-balanced side at the moment. No matter what wickets we get, whether we get green seamers, we've got McGrath, Gillespie, and you take your pick between the next 3, Casper, Bickle and BJ. We've got some great backup bowlers, and if we get some slow turners, I've got myself and Bevo, who I think can do a pretty good job.
How important is the role of Bevan in the team insofar as taking pressure off your shoulders for spin bowling?
I think it's important to have a good spinner. I like bowling with another spinner. Myself and Tim May used to bowl very well together. One of us used to tie up an end, and the other one used to get some wickets. And sometimes it was his turn, sometimes it was my turn, and we worked pretty well together. And I think myself and Bevo over the last 12 or 18 months are working pretty well together. So maybe if the batters can get lots of runs and Bevo can get a few runs, we can work away at the English at the last day.
Shane, do you have to prepare physically for a day's bowling now? You have to. I understand you have massage on your shoulders and things like that. Does that happen?
Yeah, one of the reasons for my injury on the finger, needing an operation, was I got referred pain from my shoulder, and because I give the ball a rip, I get a lot of tension and tightness through my forearms. So what I have to do, that has to all loosen up, and so it doesn't stay too tight. And so there's a little bit of stretching I have to go through and massaging that just to keep it loose so I can give the ball a rip.
And apparently you've got a 5th type of secret ball, a Zooter, a red. Does that actually exist, or is it just psychological bluff?
Well, you blokes can make your own mind up. You'll have to wait and see in the test matches if I have or not. But I have got a ball, it's called a Zutter, or a back spinner, or a slider, depends what you want to call it. I don't bowl it a lot because it hurts the shoulder and fingers and that, but if I'm feeling good, I'll probably bowl them.
What about Mark Taylor? He's under a bit of pressure now. Part of it press injuries, part of it actual lack of runs. How do you see his position then?
Well, at the moment, like he said at the press conference, he's out there to establish himself as one of the 2 best openers on this tour. And, even he said himself, he wants to get some runs for a bit of personal pride and a bit of personal satisfaction and know himself he can still do the job. And I'm sure he will get a few runs early on the tour, and I'm sure he'll be right. He's performed well here in the past, and this could be just a tour to get him back on track and play until ever he wants to keep playing.
What do you think of his innings today? Did you see much of it?
I saw a little bit of it. He seemed to hit the ball pretty well. So, I mean, first up, it's a pretty good start.
Why is it English batsmen can't cope with Shane Warne?
I don't know if they can't cope. I've had a lot of success against England, I suppose, but I think the English players, they've just got to get some team spirit together, and I think they've got that from New Zealand, and I think they've always had a good side on paper, but they just haven't been able to do the business on the field. They've been pretty inconsistent, but I think a lot of people are writing the English side off a bit too early. We're not taking them lightly. We're not going to be complacent, that's for sure. We're here to try and win every game we play, and to really nail the England side, because we think they've got half a chance of competing with us and maybe beating us. So we've got to be right on our mettle to make sure we just keep performing well. And we've got the players here to do it. It's just a matter of going out on the park and doing it.